Hello and welcome to a new edition of Elvenly Railways. Over the last few days I've been making this little model railway which began as a Rokuhan Z Shorty. I've added quite a bit of scenery to it and sort of developed it, and I'm using it mainly for my HOF locos and stock, which is basically narrow gauge running on Z gauge track. It's 3.5mm scale, so it's very small for an HO scale railway. It's about 8 inches wide, about 7 inches in depth, and the radius is only 45mm. I didn't put any buildings on it so that I could still use the little Z gauge rail cars that came. Well, one came with the set and the other one I already had. It's a very cheap way of making a micro layout. Basically, you can pick up the little Z Shorty set, which is basically an oval of track on a little plastic board with a sort of cardboard bit of scenery and a little rail car, and it all runs off an AA battery. And from Plaza in Japan, I think it was £25, so very cheap. You could basically make the loco that comes with it into a narrow gauge loco. Another thing is that these have got little magnets in them, the loco and the mine trucks. You can see on this as well where the switch and the battery is located. So I used like bits of an old tin box to put under the rails so that the magnet would stick to it. You'll see the effects of that later. Just use a little tiny bit of guitar string between the engine and the wagons to help with the fact that it's such a tight radius. So yeah, the locos and stock that you're seeing at the moment are made by Busch in Germany. It took about 4 days to make the layout from start to finish, and it's basically made with just bits of old junk that was lying around. The bridge and the tunnel mouths are made from cardboard with just a little smear of smooth filler paste, which is then scribed to make the little stones. And it's painted with acrylics and weathering pastels from Tamiya. It's a really nice scale to work in. The only criticism I have is that you have to keep everything so clean, the track and the loco wheels, or you come across problems. They will jerk and stop and start and that kind of thing. You can see there that's the back. You've got to be able to get to the track to clean it easily. You've got those magnets there and magnets there as well, which hold the back shut. That's the switch there, which is for forward and reverse. You can, because of the magnets, you can actually run it on its side. The engine sort of runs out of power when it's trying to go uphill. You can even run it upside down. You can see the size there compared to my hand. This is a little mine Loco that came in a set. It came in a set with those wagons actually. That runs slightly faster than the other two that you can see on here, but not as fast as the Rokuhan rail cars. The rock faces were made from a mixture of little bits of sundealer board and kitchen roll. And at the end I've put some photos so you can see the process involved. I used this stock on my other layout, Herbstfeldbahn, which was in Continental Modeler at one point. Yeah, you can even run two just with the 1AA battery. You can see the magnetic effect. A bit brutal, that. But yeah, you won't come off. And then you can see you won't come off even when it's upside down. So those are the little rail cars. You get one of those with the set, and the other one I had previously. They're quite simple, but they're quite a good little mechanism. They basically have traction tyres on the two wheels on one axle, and the other one doesn't have traction tyres but drives, and then the other bogie basically has freewheeling wheels, and I think the pickups are on all of the wheels as far as I'm aware. It's like it's called Z Shorty, so like all the stocks, the shortened version of what like real stock, but in a shortened version. It's quite good. The windows and that are just painted though. But I mean, it could make a good basis for a narrow gauge Loco. I think you can get from Shapeways. I think you can get some bodies that would fit that. This is the kind of mess that it makes when I'm making layouts. And this is just one area. Yeah, the other bits of footage were under artificial light mainly, and this is sort of natural light on these bits, so you can relax and just watch a few trains going around. The engines are normally run on 3 volts. There's a little controller that comes with the Busch sets, which has forward and reverse, similar to this. But they're quite noisy, even at slow speed. But at this speed, it's not too bad at all. It needs a bit of persuasion there. So you can see the start of that there. Z Shorty set with the dipole, stock box, bits of foam from the stock box. A couple of different versions of the bridge and pathway. Yeah, just painted the water there, and eventually just put layers of nail varnish. It took quite a while to clean up the track after this to get the engines to work again, so it was a vacuum cleaner job and then a brush to make sure nothing was loose and everything would go. Another shot there of the floor. I'm not proud of that. Oh yeah, there's the finished article. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and thanks for watching. There'll be more on the Ivy Railway soon, hopefully.